I know you've heard of speed reading, but baby, I'm finna have you speed writing. You see the title of this video, so we're gonna speed right on into it. In this video, I am gonna cover number 1, why talking out your book is the ultimate fast writing hack. Number 2, free tools for talking out your book. Number 3, what you need to have in place before talking out your book. And number 4, what to do once you've already talked out your fast first draft.
I'm Denise Renee, a business book writing coach and manuscript editor. I can help you write a book that shares your experience or expertise and grows your personal or business brand. This video is one piece of that puzzle, so let's jump in.
I encourage you to watch the entire video for full context, but you can always head down to the description box for the timestamps so that you can skip forward to the part of the video you're interested in most. Now, this video is video number 4 in a 5-part series I call the Writer's Toolkit. The playlist is also linked in the description box so you can check out all of the other videos in this series. In the first one, I helped you to create and commit to a writing schedule for your book. In the second video, I gave you a process for quickly getting the words up on the page. In the third video, I shared with you some tips and tricks so that you can swerve writer's block, baby, so that you can go ahead and write that manuscript and finish it with ease. And in this video, we're going to show you how to speed up the process. So the Writer's Toolkit series is based on my proprietary 4 steps to start writing your book coaching methodology. Each video in the series is designed to take a closer look at one of the essential components that makes this process work. So you can get the entire 4-step system absolutely for free by downloading it at writingwithdeniserenee.com/4 steps. All right, so let's get into number 1 and why talking out your book is the ultimate fast writing hack. Well, number 1, talking is natural. Once we get over the baby phase and we start talking, baby, we don't stop, okay? And yes, for most of us who are abled, this is something that comes quite naturally to us. So I want to acknowledge that for some of us who are abled in other ways, this might not be natural. But for most of us, talking comes way easier than writing. Talking is way faster than typing. I mean, listen, I am the 10-finger bandit, baby. Well, actually 8, because I have a weird way of typing. I type like this and I type with my thumbs up. Unless I'm using my thumbs, they're stuck up. I don't know where I get that from. But I'm a bandit when it comes to these 8 fingers, baby. Nail tips and all. Yes, the nails are still on, baby. The nails are still on. Get into it. Get into it. All right. So anyway, nails and all, I type super fast. I probably type like about 100 words a minute or so. Maybe with a couple of typos, well, always with typos because spelling is not my ministry, child. But anyway, yeah, I can get it out fast. I can type really fast, and I prefer to use 8 fingers instead of 2 thumbs. I hate texting. And usually I'm always using the voice to text, and then I always have to go back and fix it because it always misspells something or uses the wrong form of the word or didn't hear me right. Child. Anyway, but it's still faster than typing with 2 thumbs and some nail tips on. So talking is faster, okay? You get it. And sometimes if I don't even want to type, I'm gonna just send you an audio note, okay? I am an audio note queen, and if you are my friend, you already know. And what's really nice about using talking in your writing process is that it's a great way to get your ideas out uninterrupted. So we've talked about brain dumps in video 2 of this toolkit, and in video 3 of this toolkit, we talked about avoiding writer's block. This can be a great hack for that because when we're talking, even though we're sometimes thinking while we're talking, we are not as self-critical when we're talking because we're too busy talking, baby. We're too busy trying to hear ourselves say what we got to say. So it could be that hack that helps you get ideas flowing, get it out. That's your word clay. And then you can go back to it once it's on the page and shape and edit later. Okay? You feel it? You picking up what I'm throwing down? All right. Now I have to tell you, I use this every single day for everything, for writing blog articles for LinkedIn, for writing the captions on my YouTube posts, for coming up with scripts for YouTube videos. I will grab my phone, well, not this one in particular because it doesn't have service. It's my old iPhone 6, but the phone that I'm recording on, yeah, that one. But I will talk out any and every idea for my email newsletters, for my abridged newsletters that go on LinkedIn, for posts, for YouTube videos, YouTube scripts. And I take those, I transcribe them, and I work with them later. Sometimes I might even use the voice to text feature directly into documents, and we're going to get into that in just a little bit when we get into the tips and tricks section. But I just want to get this idea out to you that this is such a legitimate way to get your writing done faster, especially if you feel intimidated by a blank journal page or a blank computer screen. So before I even go any further, let me just ask you, does it feel doable to just grab your phone and start speaking and magically words appear? If you are picking up what I'm throwing down, then I want you to drop, should I have you drop a phone? Nah, drop me a microphone emoji in the chat so I know you are ready to talk out your book with ease, baby. And while you're down there, go ahead and like and subscribe to this video so that you can get more of my mic drop worthy content recommended to you by the YouTube algorithm. Please, kindly, and thank you. All right, so number 2, let's get into some free tools for talking out your book. Now, number 1 tool is going to be your phone's voice notes. Now, I know the phone ain't free, all right, but you already got it. You're already making the payments. You're not paying anything extra, all right? All right, so the voice notes on your phone, whether you have an iPhone or you have an Android phone, I used to be Android years and years ago, there's always some kind of voice notes or audio notes feature on the phone. If you have a smartphone, there are still people that just have flip phones, child. So yeah, so that is the easiest thing for you to use. Way back in the day, I used to have recorders. I used to have like the mini cassette tapes, and I used to have the big like Walkman size cassette recorders, not just the playback one, but it had the red button for the recorder too. So all of y'all millennials and Gen Y, Gen Z, Gen Alpha who are like, one cassette tape, Google it. Okay. All right. Don't come for me and the rest of Gen X for our technology. All right. Because it paved the way for the technology you have today. All right. Gen X rant over. All right. So use the voice notes feature on your phone. Now, one thing that I like as an Apple user is that I can, once I record it, I can automatically save it, back it up to the cloud so that if, God forbid, anything were to happen to a phone and I gotta switch out the phone, like that happened to me like 2 years ago. I have an iPhone 12 that refuses to turn on now, child. I mean, one day it just conked out on me. So I went to the Apple phone, and at the time I was still driving Uber and Lyft, and I was freaking out because I made my money through my phone. I needed the phone to be able to take these rides, child, and to use the navigation app to get to where I'm going and to tap on that money that drop it into my bank account. So I ran to that T-Mobile store, baby, got me a new phone. They hooked me up. They threw it on my bill. They click, 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 clack, clack, whatever they did. And all the stuff that was in the cloud from the other phone came down on the new phone. And baby, I kept it pushing. And it included all of my voice notes. So right now I have like well over 1,000 voice notes because I've been collecting them for years. So that's the nice thing about it. So whenever you do make a recording on your phone, make sure you've got a way to back it up so it's not only living on that phone. If you need to edit that software, Macintoshes come with, I know we don't even call them Macintoshes anymore. I'm sorry. I'm Gen X, okay? Leave me alone. Macs come with GarageBand, so you can easily edit the audio if you need to. And if you are working with a PC, Audacity is a software that you can use to edit any audio. It's a free program. Now, if you want to be fancy, they still do have recorders that you can purchase on Amazon if we're buying from Amazon. And if you're not buying from Amazon, I completely understand. No judgments. Just don't judge me when I get some things off of Amazon. Okay? There's still a couple things I got to get from there. Now, also another way to record is if you have a Zoom account. You can start your own Zoom room and record yourself and download that recording as well. And I think you have to be at least at the paid membership. And I only pay $15 a month. I don't know what it is now, but I'm on the lowest tier. It's $15 a month. And it gives me AI notes, honey. It'll take a summary, give you a summary of it. You can download the files. And I think it also gives you transcripts as well. So very easy, very doable. So if you don't have Zoom, you can use a transcription service. Now, way back in the day, I used to use some paid services like Temi.com. I think it got bought out by another company that's called Rev.com, and it would be like $3 a month or something like that. Then I moved over to using what's it called? Because they went from $10 to $30. What they call Otter AI. $10 a month was pretty reasonable for me. And then they just shot up to $30. I was like, what going on over here? And then I moved over to Cast Magic. It was really good, really, really good. But child, the amount of recordings that I do at that little $40 a month, I was running out of space. And I was like, I am not giving y'all $99 a month. That's just not happening. And after that, I found a free, very good AI transcription service, and I'm going to share it with you right now. They are called turboscribe.ai. You get 3 free transcripts a day, and if you want unlimited transcripts, then you can pay for it. But child, I be working my 3 free every single day, okay? Because ain't nobody got time. I have so many subscriptions, I'm like, I just don't need another one. So take it from me, turboscribe.ai. You're welcome. Download that as a document, as a text, copy it, paste it, put it wherever you want, and start working with the words on the page. Mic drop? Child, you better drop me 2 mic drops in the comment section, okay? All right. So let's get into number 3. What do you need to have in place before you start talking out your book? Because you don't want to just start talking about any old thing, okay? Because it will be rambly and all over the place. Ain't nobody got time for things. All right. So number 1, whenever you're talking out your ideas, know that you're going to be in a creative session. You're not going to be in a curating session. This is going to be a writing session where you're generating ideas. You also need to make sure that you already have your writing plan in place. We covered this in video 1 in the toolkit. If you haven't yet started with your brain dump, this is a perfect tool for doing your brain dump with. And if you've gone beyond your brain dump and you've taken a curating session to curate it and formulate it into an outline, then that is the next thing that you definitely need to have in place. You need your outline in place. What are your chapters? What are your subchapter headings? And what are the pieces of content that are going under each section? Then, when you're sitting down to write, you can pick whatever section you're working on. And if it's time to create new content for that, you can pick up your phone and start recording, or start that Zoom session and start talking about that one particular section of your outline. Now, creating an outline is not a topic that I've covered in this particular series because I have workshops on that. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, Linda, I give y'all a lot of content for free on this platform. When it's time to actually get my help with your actual writing, that's where we'd like to exchange a little bit more value. All right, I'm happy to help you. So please be on the lookout for any upcoming live workshops that I have that will basically be helping you create the outline for your book. Or if I don't have one coming up right now, you can always head over to writingwithdeniserenee.com, scroll down to services, and consider either booking me for a single coaching session, or you can get into a 1-month or 2-month coaching program with me. All right. But I do give you some notes on how to create your outline inside of my 4 steps to start writing your book guide. So make sure you've gone ahead and downloaded that at writingwithdeniserenee.com/4 steps. And that, my dear, is for free. All right. Okay. So you need your outline in place because you need to know what you're going to be writing about before you approach your writing session. So just like I said in the writer's block video in the toolkit series, you need to know whether you're coming to your writing session creating or curating. So if you're coming to create, what are you creating today? Which part of your outline are we working on? When you have an outline, this is going to give you so much structure to your writing process. This is how you'll know when you've begun, when you're in the middle, and when you've come to an end. And it just makes your writing process that much more efficient. Another nice thing about having a detailed outline is that you don't necessarily have to work from beginning to end. You can work in whatever order you want. You don't have to work in the sequence of the book. You don't have to start with the introduction and finish up with the finale. You can literally close your eyes, throw a dart on the outline, and start wherever you'd like to start. You can start with the part of the book that you're feeling the most in that moment. Whatever, what have you, okay? But when you have that outline, when you know what's coming before it and what's coming after it, you have that freedom of choice of what to work on and when you work on it. And with a detailed outline, this is really what's going to facilitate your ability to have a 15-minute RTG. Now, think about it. Now, are you starting to see how all of the pieces are just coming together? You've only got 15 minutes in the car. Listen, let's say you are a busy entrepreneur who's a parent and you're waiting in that carpool line for your kids 20, 30 minutes. What? Grab that phone, grab that outline, get some notes in on a particular section. Boom, baby. You are writing that book in that carpool lane. Don't tell me you can't do this. Okay? Listen, y'all know me. I got you. All right? You see the vision? You'll see the just like you see these nails, you see the vision. All right. Okay. Because I see the vision, honey. I'm excited for you. I'm finna read your book. Yes. Okay. Child. This tablet got a mind of its own. Just decided to turn off. Turn on, baby. Turn on. Okay. Here we go. Where am I? Literally, it says it's all coming together. So now it is time to get into number 4. What to do once you have talked out your fast first drafts. I'm going to assume that you're going to use this technique all the way throughout, especially when you are short on time. So you're going to want to make sure that you have your audio transcribed. That is the whole point of this, okay? You have to have it transcribed and download it into your word processing software of choice. Now, you guys have heard me say I am a Google girly. Yes, even on the iPhone, I don't use Mac products for most things, for like that kind of stuff. For word processing, I use Google Drive. And Google Drive, when you go into Google Docs on your phone, this is a cute little hack. In Google Docs, you can go ahead and use the microphone feature on the phone and it will transcribe directly into the document for you. Another thing is that on mobile, I forget what the menu option is. I think it's different for if you're using it on a Mac or if you're using it on an Android. But there is a feature where I think it's in Tools, but it'll say microphone or dictate or something like that, and you can speak directly into the document. I used it years ago. I didn't really like it because it was a little bit slow and it was a little bit inaccurate. So I don't use that feature too often. Usually I'm just using this and I use TurboScribe and my life is good. But sometimes I'm in the document and I already have a bunch of stuff in there and I just want to get something in there quickly. I'll tap on the phone. I'll use it on my phone. I'll tap the microphone on my keyboard on the phone, and then I'm able to add words into the document. So just wanted to make sure, because I don't think I mentioned it earlier. I wanted to make sure I dropped that in there for you guys. So we're talking though about what to do once you've talked out your fast first draft. You want to make sure it's transcribed. All right. The next thing is you want to switch your writing sessions. Okay. So now you're going to be moving from creation into the curation phase because now you got words on the page. Hey. All right. So you want to edit that transcript so that it's reading well. Make sure it got all of your words correct. Make sure it put punctuations in the right place so that when you're going back to read it again and really work with it, it's making sense to you. So if this is a brain dump transcript, then you want to organize it into your outline. If you're working on a specific section of your outline, then take that piece of the transcript and put it into your master draft document where it belongs inside of the book. The next thing you want to do is you want to review what you spoke out. Now, some people will use this and say, hey, just speak out your book and that's it. Go ahead and publish it. That's because I was about to get fresh with y'all. I was about to get sassy with y'all. I'm still gonna get sassy. I don't care if I got a big water stain. Listen, don't you ever tell anybody that I said just speak out your book and publish it that way. Don't do that. Don't do that. It needs to be edited, okay? Don't do that. But this is just a technique to get words on the page, all right? We want to get you started, okay? It needs to be refined, all right? All right. Add more relevant information as needed. Remove or rearrange information as needed. And for the love of writing, please don't leave it the way you said it. The way we communicate with words, talking, is not the way to communicate in writing. Yes, I will cut up on this camera and say Fidna, and I'll get into my New York bag and I don't know, say something New Yorkish, or I might get into my West Indian bag and say something with a little West Indian flair. But that's not how I'm going to write, because your writing has to appeal. Even though your book is going to be for a particularly targeted audience, your writing needs to have mass appeal. Most people who read it should be able to understand what you're saying. And you have to abide by the rules of grammar. You don't have to know every single grammar rule. That's why you have editors. But you cannot just write the way you talk. You cannot just publish your brain dump and your ramblings and think that that's going to sell well or that's going to represent you well. It's not, okay? So please do not just publish what you spoke. That needs to be refined. It's just your word clay. It needs refinement. So I really hope that you see how this all comes together. So I recommend that you go back to one of these videos in the Toolkit series and listen to it with the idea of speaking out your words in the back of your mind. You're going to see that video or hear that video in a whole new light. But warning, 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 with all of these tips and tricks working together, you might just have everything you need to write your book, child. So go ahead, click on that video right now, and I will see you over there.